The cost to start selling on Amazon is going up. Production costs are going up. Raw material prices are going up. Shipping costs are going up. And lastly, Amazon FBA seller fees are going up. And in this video, I'll be sharing with you why I believe the costs are going up and some options on how you can go around this new change. And I will be sharing with you why I believe right now is still the best time to be selling on Amazon FBA. In my channel, I share my very own Amazon FBA journey, Amazon FBA tips, and just anything that I'm learning from life. So if you'd like to follow my journey, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified for when I release a new video every week. I'm Robby. I've made over $300,000 since I started selling on Amazon 8 months ago. And in this video, I will be sharing with you on how you can still be successful even though the costs are increasing for Amazon FBA sellers. So let's go. As we all know, the biggest thing that's changed our lives within the last year is COVID. COVID has caused a huge delay with Amazon FBA. When COVID started a year ago, we didn't know what was going to happen to the economy. All the sellers that I knew on Amazon FBA thought that Amazon was finished. We didn't know if we were going to hit a recession, and even my suppliers were worried. But now everyone is home spending money on themselves. Nobody's going out traveling or going out to eat. They're doing everything at home. So they're spending a lot more money on goods than they've ever have. Also, a lot of people are home collecting unemployment and stimulus checks. And because now they have more money than they've ever had, they're spending money on an overabundance of goods on themselves. And because of the overabundance of goods, this has caused a huge delay across all boards with production and shipping. And as a result of that, costs are going up for production and shipping to meet this demand. Raw material costs and lead times are going up. Because there's such a low supply of raw materials, there's going to be a huge delay and costs are going to rise. What the raw materials are, it's the materials that your suppliers use in order to make your finished product. So if something's made out of metal, the metal that goes to make your product, like let's say a stainless steel tumbler, that stainless steel is being delayed and the material cost for that is going up. And in order to meet a fast lead time, which everyone wants, you're going to have to pay a premium over all of your suppliers' other customers. And as a result of this, your production lead times are going up. And also the cost of the production is going up. Usually for me, a production takes around 35 days to complete, and my last few productions have taken up to 60 days to complete. So there's a huge delay, and also the costs are going up. Prices are also going up because the US dollar to RMB exchange rate has decreased by 8%, which means that the US dollar value to the Chinese currency has gone down. When you pay your supplier, you pay them in US dollars and they convert that to RMB. So this is why the prices are increasing. And as a result of that, you're going to have to pay that 8% more on your production costs. And on top of that, you're going to have to pay the increase in price on raw materials. Shipping costs have more than doubled. There is a shortage on shipping containers around the world. An overabundance of goods are leaving China and there are no containers going back to China. So what this means is that there is a shortage of containers in China. They have to make the containers because there is a huge delay. And because they're shipping way less containers than they are and that everything is delayed, they have to increase the cost of the shipping in order to meet that demand of the less containers being shipped out of China. And for instance, for me, so last year, the same production that I'm shipping out right now cost $3,000 last year. And right now that same production costs $7,000. Sellers fees will be going up 2 to 3% on June 1st, 2021. Since there is an overabundance of goods being sold all year round, this is resulting in more labor at the warehouse and delivery and shipping. In order to meet that demand, the costs of the fees are going up. So this is for fulfillment fees. What fulfillment fees are is when Amazon picks your product from the warehouse, packs it in a box and ships it. So that's what the fulfillment fee is. So they just have to meet the demand of the overabundance of goods being sold. If you have any questions regarding the cost increase or just anything in Amazon, FBA in general, just let me know in the comment section below. I read all the comments, so I'll get back to you. So what can you do about this? You really have to know every single dollar that goes into the cost of making your goods to selling your goods, because if you miscalculate this, you're going to lose money. And the most important thing with selling on Amazon is making money. It doesn't matter how good your product is. If you're not making money, you're wasting your time. So really just know every single figure and detail that goes into the cost of selling your goods. All right, moving forward. So selling a premium product. By selling a premium product, you are not selling a Me Too product where the market is solely based on who has the lowest price. If you sell an ordinary copy and paste product and the rates go up as it did right now, you'll be screwed, because usually in those niches, the sellers with the lowest price is the one that gets all the sales. So if everyone keeps decreasing the price and the rates go up, your margins are going to drop and you're not going to make any money, and everyone's going to lose in the end. By selling a premium product that has really good improvements and that is unique in terms of your own brand, you usually can increase the price no matter what. So if the cost of goods go up, you can either increase the price, or you will have a little more wiggle room in terms of margins if you do not decide to raise your price. Because in markets like these and niches like these where you are so unique and your product is really premium, you're basically your own niche, so you don't have a direct competitor. This is why I believe creating a high premium quality product is so important. Anything above $30 is good. I think a lot of people like to sell products that are $15 to $20 because production costs are a lot cheaper, shipping costs are a lot cheaper, because usually they're a lot lighter and a lot smaller than other products. But when the rates go up like it did right now, and let's say you can't raise your price, really, you won't have any play in your margins and you're going to lose out on total profit. So this is why having a high ticket price item is really important. So the next thing that you can do to work around the increase in prices with everything is doing a bulk order with your supplier. Even though you're probably a new seller, because this video is geared towards new sellers, if your first product is successful, then you should think about moving forward with a bulk order. This is good for two things. If the productions moving forward takes 60 days instead of 35 days to complete, you will have enough inventory between going out of stock to placing your next order so that you can keep your machine going without ever going out of stock. The other good thing about placing a bulk order is that you can get a lower price. So instead of ordering 2 to 3 months worth of inventory of, let's say, 1,500 pieces, you order 4 to 6 months worth of inventory, which is like 4,500 pieces. Since you know this product already is successful and you're not gambling your money by ordering more products. And then you could tell your supplier, let's say, if I order double the amount for 6 months worth of supply, can I get a better price? When I doubled the amount of order that I did for my productions, I was able to get $1 off of each unit cost. So since you have 6 months worth of inventory instead of 3 months worth of inventory, you don't want to send all 6 months worth of inventory into Amazon because you're going to have to pay a lot of storage fees. So if you have a really good relationship with your supplier, you can ask them, can I order 6 months worth of inventory but leave 3 months worth of inventory at your factory and ship it like 2 months later? And usually they'll say yes. My supplier said yes to me when I asked them this, and this will save you a lot more time because of shipping delays and production delays and all that. And it will save you money because usually they're not going to charge you for storing your goods at their factory. So another thing that you can do is shrink the size of your overall product or the packaging, because what this can do is this can lower the cost of storage and shipping fees for your production. Sometimes maybe there's something in your product, maybe the packaging or your product itself, that you could shrink just a little bit, even if it's like half an inch. Maybe sometimes when you just shrink it just a little bit, you could get it to the slower tier in the Amazon fees, and you can make a lot better profit this way. Even though it's like 30 cents, let's say 30 cents times 1,000 units, that's like $300 more you could make, right? So that's really good. And another thing, it'll shrink the size of the cartons, which will lower the cost of your sea shipping. If your supplier is telling you that the costs are really high right now because of the raw materials, not all the raw materials are increasing in price, just some. So you should ask your supplier why the price is so high. If they say it's the raw materials, maybe it's a good thing for you to try to help your supplier out and try to find a raw material supplier yourself. And if maybe you will be able to find a lower price and a faster lead time so that you could just help both you and your supplier. Another thing maybe that you can do if you find out it's the raw material that's really the expensive aspect and the delay in the production, you could change the material. So let's say you wanted to do a stainless steel tumbler and the stainless steel cost is crazy high. Maybe you could change that to a glass tumbler or a silicone or a plastic tumbler. So this will be helpful for both you and your supplier, because they could get the raw materials faster and they could get you your goods faster, and you'll spend less money on your product. So this is something for you to keep in mind. The biggest thing with all of this, of course, is that you see the upfront costs are really high, but you have to look at the big picture. I know that you think you're spending $3,000 more than you usually do, or $3,000 more than you thought you would have. But if you are able to keep the business going and keep your margins really high, the upfront costs shouldn't matter, because in the end, if your margins are still good, if they're still 30% or 25 to 30% or whatever you planned and your goals are, if they're met, if those goals are still met, then the results are still the same. Really try to think about the big picture in terms of all the costs increasing, because one, the consumer spending is higher than ever, meaning that your highest chance of success is still here. Everything will be okay in the end, because since the rates are raising, there is a high chance that your competitors' pricing is going to go up, which means that you are going to be able to increase your own price in order to meet those margins that you want, in order to have good profit for yourself. And your customers and consumers will just have to pay the higher price, because everyone's selling price in the market is higher. This is really similar to like gas stations. So if the cost of gas goes up, not just one gas station increases their price, everyone increases their price. They know they have leverage from the other gas station, so what they do is actually raise their price together, so it makes their customers buy the gas. So this is something for you to just think about. Well, that's it. I just want to say everything will work out in the end. Everything always works out in the end. So don't stress out about this. And if you are able to know every single penny that goes into the cost of goods, and you know your exact margins down to the T, you will be good. This video is just a heads up for you, just in case you see that prices are higher than you thought they would be, and that prices are increasing and you aren't sure why. This is just for you to know. But if you have any more questions, I have a Facebook group where we discuss everything Amazon FBA. So if you like to join, the link is in the description below, and I look forward to seeing you there. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share with all your friends and family, and I'll catch you next week.